Join me as I take on the challenge of saving big on breastfeeding clothes using some amazing tips I've discovered. When it comes to breastfeeding, there are so many things to think about, and one of the most important ones is what to wear. As a breastfeeding mom, you want clothes that are comfortable, practical, and make feeding your baby easy. But let's be real, finding the perfect breastfeeding clothes can be tough, and it's not just about finding the right style or fit, it's also about finding ones that won't break the bank. One of the biggest challenges new mothers face when it comes to breastfeeding is the high cost of specialized clothing. It can be overwhelming to think about buying a whole new wardrobe just for breastfeeding. And let's not forget, breastfeeding clothes can be expensive, with some tops and dresses costing upwards of $50 or more. Not to mention the fact that you may need multiple outfits for different occasions, which can really add up. As a new mom, you're already shelling out money for diapers, formula, and other baby essentials, and the thought of spending even more on clothes can be daunting. The cost of breastfeeding clothes can be stressful, especially when you're already stressed out about being a new mom. You're worried about feeding your baby, getting enough sleep, and taking care of yourself, and the last thing you want to worry about is how you're going to afford the clothes you need. It's frustrating because you want to focus on bonding with your baby and enjoying this special time, but instead, you're worried about the financial burden of breastfeeding. And it's not just the financial cost that's a concern, it's also the environmental impact of buying new clothes. As a breastfeeding mom, you're already producing so much waste with diapers and wipes, and adding to that with disposable or cheaply made breastfeeding clothes can be guilt-inducing. You want to do what's best for your baby and the planet, but it seems like the only option is to break the bank. But don't worry, mama, I've got you covered. I've discovered some amazing tips and tricks for saving money on breastfeeding clothes, and I'm excited to share them with you. First, let's talk about where to shop. You don't need to break the bank at specialty breastfeeding stores or high-end boutiques. Instead, try shopping at thrift stores, consignment shops, or online marketplaces. You can often find gently used or new breastfeeding clothes at a fraction of the cost. Plus, you'll be reducing waste and living more sustainably. Another great tip is to repurpose existing clothes. You don't need to buy a whole new wardrobe just for breastfeeding. Instead, think about how you can modify or repurpose clothes you already have. For example, you can use a scarf or a cardigan to cover up while feeding, or you can turn an old t-shirt into a breastfeeding-friendly top. Get creative and think outside the box, or in this case, the clothing rack. And if you do need to buy new clothes, look for affordable and versatile options. Consider buying a few high-quality, multi-purpose pieces that can be dressed up or down, rather than buying a bunch of cheap, trendy items that may only be worn once or twice. You can also try shopping during sales or using coupons to score even deeper discounts. Now, I know what you're thinking. What's the most effective tip for saving money on breastfeeding clothes? In my opinion, it's all about investing in a few high-quality, versatile pieces that can be worn multiple times. One of the best investments I made during my breastfeeding journey was a good nursing bra. It may seem like a splurge, but trust me, it's worth it. A good nursing bra can make all the difference in terms of comfort and practicality, and it can be worn multiple times, making it a great value. Another effective tip is to prioritize functionality over fashion. While it's nice to look cute and stylish, remember that breastfeeding clothes are functional, not just fashionable. Look for clothes that are designed with breastfeeding in mind, with features like easy one-handed access, adjustable straps, and stain-resistant fabrics. These features may not be the most glamorous, but they'll make a huge difference in your daily life as a breastfeeding mom. And finally, consider buying secondhand or swapping with friends. You can often find gently used breastfeeding clothes at a fraction of the cost, and it's a great way to reduce waste and live more sustainably. Plus, swapping with friends can be a fun way to refresh your wardrobe and connect with other breastfeeding moms. In summary, saving money on breastfeeding clothes is all about being savvy and resourceful. By shopping smart, repurposing existing clothes, and prioritizing functionality over fashion, you can build a practical and comfortable breastfeeding wardrobe without breaking the bank. Remember, it's not about sacrificing style or comfort, but about being intentional with your purchases and making the most of what you have. Thanks so much for tuning in, Mama. If you have any tips or tricks for saving money on breastfeeding clothes, be sure to share them in the comments below. And if you're looking for more breastfeeding essentials, Be sure to check out my next video where I'll be sharing my top picks for breastfeeding must-haves.